He is fourth in Major League Baseball in home runs and second in the National League. I think that having him in second is an opportunity for the Phillies, too. They're thinking, all right, let's get Trey Turner on base, and then he's got some more RBIs there. As good as he was at that leadoff spot for a while, they did hit him third a ton this season, too. So, again, I think just kind of putting him in a spot to just get some more runs on the board.
In the road grays with the cursive Phillies across the chest in red. Again, Sandy throwing for the Marlins in the home whites. First pitch of the ball game is in for a called strike. That came in promptly at 6:40 p.m. We're underway between the Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Sandy, the big-bodied right-hander, seeing Turner hitting an even 300, playing in his 70th game this year. And the 0-1 pitch is cracked into center field. Myers working back. Dane at the track. Dane looking up, and it's gone. Trey Turner wastes no time. His 8th home run on the year is a screamer over the wall in straightaway center. 109 off the bat, and it's 1-0 Phillies, 2 pitches in.
Well, Trey Turner has been so good against Sandy Alcantara throughout his career, hitting .351 coming into this game. He gets a sinker that Sandy leaves right over the heart of the plate. And as I said moments ago, this is a lineup who they're going to jump on mistakes. 97 down the center of the plate. That's his second career home run against Sandy.
Turner hit that ball 406 feet to straightaway center, and Kyle Schwarber trying to hit a ball 506 feet. Swings and misses at a fastball up top at 97. Again, 1-0 Phillies, and Sandy's 4th pitch of the ball game is on the way in an 0-1 to Schwarber. And Schwarber takes a called strike, right back with a slider on the outside black. Count 0-2 on Kyle Schwarber. With 71 games, as Kelly mentioned, 4th in Major League Baseball with 22 homers. A 247, his OPS on base plus slugging percentage at 923, one of the better marks in the National League. Schwarber slightly open stance, big body DH, ready for the 0-2, and he takes a skipped curveball about 2 feet in front of the plate for ball 1. Mentioned Schwarber in June. This has been his month. He's only hitting 163 in the first 2 weeks of June this year, but in his career, he's dominated the 6th month of the year. That one bounced foul. Kyle Schwarber, OPS in his career in the month of June, over 910. Just about 50 points higher than any other month. Schwarber built like an NFL edge rusher. He is out for a moment, waiting for Brian O'Nora to dust off the plate. Schwarber in the home run department, only trailing Aaron Judge of the Yankees, Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Mariners, and tonight's starting pitcher for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, that shocked everyone.
1-2. That one cut on and missed. 99 miles an hour upstairs, and Sandy bounces back. He got Schwarber to chase, something he doesn't do often. And after the homer, a strikeout, there's one away in the top of the first.
You really like to see that from Sandy Alcantara. He actually looked back at the Jumbotron to see that strikeout. For Sandy, relying a lot heavier on the fastball between the 2-seam and the 4-seam. 42% of the time he threw the combination of those 2 pitches last time out against Pittsburgh.
First pitch to Alec Boehm, a slider spun onto the upper inside corner, and that's a called strike, 0-1. The other thing that's fascinating, and Steven mentioned it during Marlins on Deck, this guy has gone to the breaking ball more than he really ever has. A 1 pitch, that one's spanked down the left field line. That is in for a base hit, could be 2. Stowers ranging to the corner to pick it up, and Boehm cruising into second base as Stowers' throw goes to third. After the strikeout, it's a double for Boehm, his 10th of the year, and the Phillies have a man in scoring position with one away in the top of the first.
He went with the changeup there to Boehm. In on his hands in low, but Boehm does a really nice job sitting on that pitch and turning on it.
It looks like a good pitch.
It wasn't a bad pitch. It looked like something he was sitting on.
But Sandy, in that start in Pittsburgh when he went 6 scoreless innings, he went to the curveball a ton. It was his most often used pitch. And now Sandy catching up with the South Florida native, Nick Castellanos. With Boehm at second, the first pitch. Misses low for ball 1.
Well, chatting with Daniel Moscas, that's what they're preaching. They want a healthier mix of pitches, and that's what he told me before the game. He said, listen, what we've been seeing the last 2 times out is just that. They want to see more breaking balls. They want to see more off speed.
Well, pitch, a foul tip held on to by the catcher Hicks. That was a slider at the knees, and the count 1-1. We haven't just seen it with Sandy. We've seen it with literally every pitcher for the Miami Marlins. I was looking at fastball usage across teams in Major League Baseball.
We're down at the bottom. Easy.
1-1. That one wanted that and missed. That was a fastball, a sinker high and tight, and the count is 1-2. The Marlins throw the fewest percentage of fastballs in all of Major League Baseball. They throw a fastball, which is a four-seamer or a sinker, 38% of the time. The next lowest fastball usage, 44%. They're 6% lower than any other team.
And that's done by design.
Marlins preaching, listen, if you got a good fastball, throw it, but if your go-to pitch is a slider or a changeup or a curveball, you do that. Castellanos flicks one into shallow center field. Myers sprinting on. Dane Myers dives, and he makes the catch. Diving forward, Dane Myers continues this incredible run of form that he's been on lately. A diving grab keeps Bohm at second and keeps Castellanos off the base paths. There are 2 away.
Yeah, Dane Myers had such a great jump and a great read on that ball. No hesitation whatsoever. He knew that ball was going to be a close one. It was going to drop low in front of him. He just pounced on it. And you really love to see a healthy Dane Myers in that lineup because he can add so much value not only at the plate, but like we just saw defensively.
First pitch to Max Kepler is taken for a called strike. That was a slider. Scott Kornberg on the road trip helped reintroduce us to Dane time. So Dane time is officially back. Sandy working from the stretch. His 0-1 pitch misses upstairs. Liam Hicks pops up and looks Bohm back to second. There's a runner at second, but Trey Turner's homer on the second pitch of the game is the blemish against Alcantara right now. We're at the top of the first, and it's 1-0 Phillies. The 2 men go on the 1-1 to Kepler. Now a ground ball over to first. Should be routine for Wagaman. He's got it. He jogs it to the bag himself, and a 3 unassisted putout ends the inning. Sandy strands a man, but a run comes in. Go to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Phillies here on the Marlins Radio Network. Against the Marlins. Abel, 6'5", 190 pounds. The 23-year-old from Portland, Oregon, was the Phillies' 15th overall pick, their first-round pick in 2020, that COVID-shortened draft, at a Jesuit high school in Beaverton, Oregon. Mick Abel has been a top 5 prospect for the Phillies since the 2021 season. As it stands right now, though, after a tough year last year, he was the number 8 prospect for the Phillies, according to MLB Pipeline. But Abel off to a tremendous start in his Major League career. He makes his 4th start as a Philadelphia Philly. And his first pitch to Xavier Edwards is buzzed in. A fastball at 97 miles an hour. We're going to see a lot of that tonight, Kelly. High-velocity fastballs and a good curveball.
And that's exactly right. He goes to that four-seam about 42% of the time, and you'll see it located just there, high and tight.
A one pitch is slapped out to center field. That's hanging up for Brandon Marsh, who is underneath. He makes the catch. And the second pitch of Abel's day, he's got a line out to center for out number one.
Yeah, you mentioned that curveball. Opponent's hitting .067 against that pitch this year. He has yet to throw that pitch to a left-handed hitter.
It's amazing. He is two different pitchers.
Yeah.
Against righties and lefties. Two totally different arsenals.
And let me correct myself. Is yet to throw to the right-handed hitter. So this is the way that he's going to approach the lefties.
First pitch to Jesus Sanchez is 98 on the inner half for a called strike.
You're going to see him go upstairs and away from them with that fastball. And he's going to pair that with that curveball in and down. And that's going to be his out pitch.
Abel has taken the rotation spot of Aaron Nola. A one pitch, 97. That sounds like a...
you hear the pop.
Yeah, that's crazy. They missed upstairs, and the count is a ball and a strike on Sanchez, hitting .257 with 6 homers and 27 driven in on the year. Abel kicks and deals.
And there it is.
That one spun in for a called strike. Good curveball, 1-2. It's 1-0 Phillies on the Trey Turner homer. Mick Abel had his one rough start against the Cubs on June 10th. He went 4 innings, allowed 3 runs on 3 solo homers. But before that, in his major league debut, he outdueled Paul Skeens in a 1-0 Phillies win. 6 scoreless innings with 9 punch-outs and no walks. Start after that in Toronto, 5 1/3, a 1-run ball. He K'd 2. 1-2 pitch is fouled back. That again, 98 up and out.
Yeah, those 9 strikeouts tied Kurt Simmons for the most in a debut in franchise history for the Phillies.
Mick Abel, a talented guy, but the ERA was about 6.5 last year in AAA. 1-2 pitch. That one rope, but foul right side.
He's super young. He was selected in the 2020 draft. He was the first high school pitcher to be selected.
Abel, the stuff was never an issue, and I will just say I was watching Grapefruit League play last year, going into the 2024 season, and I saw a 22-year-old Mick Abel at the time strike out Juan Soto on 4 pitches and make him look so silly.
Not many people can do that.
No. One away, the 1-2 to Sanchez. That one a line shot down the right field line that is twisting foul again. That ball boy in right field is getting some serious work.
And he's got to hustle down the line, though. That ricocheted all the way to the right field corner.
He's on his horse to go get that future souvenir for a fan here at Lone Depot Park. But Mick Abel, the stuff has never been a question. It's always been the command, always been the flat-out control. He's walked a bunch of guys, hasn't done that in the big leagues so far. 1-2, misses low and in. That was a changeup.
This is a nice at-bat for Sanchez. That was the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Laying off that changeup, which Mick Abel does not go to a ton.
2-2 from Abel. That one popped up back and foul left side and out of play.
Yeah, that's now the 4th pitch that he has fouled off in this at-bat.
Hitting group in Miami is in love with what Jesus Sanchez is doing right now. We were chatting with Derek Showman, Pedro Guerrero. They're big fans of the improvements that Sanchez has made so far this year.
And he has made big ones.
2-2, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did on a changeup up and out. And that's a strikeout for Abel, his first on the night. There are 2 men going.
Yeah, he rarely goes to that pitch, and you can tell that Sanchez got caught in between. Had that check swing, ended up not being able to hold back. That's the first strikeout for Abel on the night. But, yeah, Sanchez has come a really long way in chase percentage. Since 2024, he's down 8 points, which is a big deal. And talking to Pedro Guerrero, he was saying that Sanchez is now comfortable getting to that pitch up in the zone. And because he knows that he can get to that pitch, he's able to lay off the stuff low.
First pitch here to Otto Lopez, misses high and tight at 98 miles an hour. If you limit the chase, you're going to give yourself more opportunities to hammer a pitch within the strike zone, and that is what Sanchez is doing so far this year. You're missing the front couple weeks with an oblique issue. 1-0 pitch. That at 96, missed just up and in. And the count 2-0 on Otto. It's 1-0 Philly in the bottom of the first. 2 men gone and the base is empty. Abel is 2-0. One chopped foul into the Marlins dugout, third base side. Going back to the Arsenal conversation with Mick Abel, he's two entirely different pitchers against left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters.
Yeah, he's definitely more north to south against lefties and left to right against righties.
2-1 pitch is fouled back towards us. Kelly, look alive. That is just below you and out of play.
And keep it between the lines, boys. Keep it between the lines.
I was ready to go. I was set to jump, and you were just staring, tracking that thing all the way down to the sweet level.
No. Not today, boys.
That was
not
kind of
today.
gangster by you.
That was. 2-2 pitch. That one lifted out to center field. Pretty deep. Brandon Marsh, though, is working a little bit to his left and shading towards right center. Makes the catch on his left shoulder to end of the inning. 1-2-3 frame for the rookie right-hander Mick Abel. Through an inning, it's 1-0 Phillies. Strike to Otto Kemp. And Marlins fans, thanks to Cantaloupe, you can skip the line and order food and beverages from your phone at Lone Depot Park. Just scan the QR code by your seat or at key points throughout the park and pick up your order at the designated area. That one fouled off Kemp's foot. It counts 0-2. It's available at select concession locations. Mobile ordering, courtesy of Cantaloupe. Otto Kemp, the undrafted free agent after the 20-round 2022 draft at a Point Loma Nazarene University, which is a D2 school in California. Otto Kemp has been one of the best hitters in all of minor league baseball over the last year and a half. Kemp was OPSing over 1,000 with AAA Lehigh Valley. He was an iron pick before making his debut a few days ago. 0-2 pitch is fouled back and out of play over the backstop. It'll be Kemp, Stott, and Marchand due up 6-7-8 against Sandy in the top of the second. After this 0-2 pitch to Otto Kemp, we'll set the Marlins defense for you. Sandy peers in, he kicks and deals. And that one fouled back again. It remains 0-2. Defensively for the Marlins, you got Wagaman at first, Edwards at second, Lopez at short, Norby at third. Outfield left to right is Stowers, Myers, Sanchez, and Hicks doing the catching, the right-hander Alcantara. 0-2. Otto Kemp again sprays one foul right side. He is hanging around 5 pitches, and the last 4 have been fouled away. Really good mustache on Otto Kemp as well. This is a guy with kind of 5 o'clock shadow going on, but he clearly does some manicuring work on the stash. Kemp takes outside and the count of ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, just 25 years old. This is just his 9th big league game.
Otto Kemp took the roster spot of the injured Bryce Harper. And the 1-2 is bounced foul, third base side.
He's already got 3 multi-hit games. He's got a 3-hit game and a 4-hit game in Toronto.
Otto Kemp and our guy Otto Lopez, the only 2 active Ottos in Major League Baseball. 1-2. Having a ground ball over to second base. X ranging to his forehand. He's got it, and he tosses on the run to Wagman at first for out number 1. There is somebody with Otto as the last name. That is Glenn Otto. Glenn Otto, who is in the minor leagues right now. So the only active big leaguers are Otto Kemp and Otto Lopez.
Well, you and I are very partial to the name Otto.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Cutest mascot in sports. Very citrusy.
Oh, boy.
First pitch to Bryson Stott on the way from Sandy, and that misses outside. I will take Otto the Orange over literally any other mascot. Sebastian is up there, but give me Otto. 1-0 pitch. Stott takes a called strike. It's 1-0 Phillies in the top of the second. Their run came on a Trey Turner solo homer on the second pitch of the game from Sandy Alcantara. It was the first run of the game, which is brought to you by ADT. That one popped foul left side and out of play. The count 1-2. ADT is the official security partner of the Miami Marlins. Make your home smart and safe with ADT and Google Nest products. That's trusted security from ADT and the intelligence of Google for a home with no worries. Go to ADT.com/Marlins or call 1-800-750-0647. Google Nest are trademarks of Google, LLC. Sandy peers in and is 1-2 to Stott. Misses upstairs at 98 miles an hour. Bryson Stott hitting .236 with 4 homers, 27 driven in. And Sandy's 2-2. He's lifted out to left center field. Myers on the move. He's drifting into left center. Calls off Stowers, and he makes the catch on the jog for out number 2. Brings up Rafael Marchand, the 8-hitting catcher, playing in just his 19th game this year. For the most part, it's JT Realmuto, and he will only get a day off, when he needs it. I guess Rob Thompson deemed that JT needed a day off today. First pitch to Marchand, and this is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, for Marchand. Struggling this season, hitting just .167.
Well, pitch is in for a called strike at the knees, 1-1.
With just 2 extra base hits.
Rafael Marchand filling the role of the backup catcher. Usually we see Garrett Stubbs fill that role for Philly. 1-1 pitch. That one misses low. It was a curveball, and the count 2 balls and a strike on Marchand. Garrett Stubbs, who leads the league in shirtless celebrations in the clubhouse. 2-1 pitch. That one in for a called strike. 2-2. He gets after it with the blue moons and other libations. In the top of the second, 2 men gone, bases empty. Sandy trying to get Marchand here with Brandon Marsh waiting on deck. Good for a 1-2-3 inning. Alcantara shakes 3 or 4 times, and now he steps off. Liam Hicks pops out of the crouch to reset the pitch clock and go chat with the Marlins ace. And they just could not get on the same page there.
Yeah, I was curious about this, and we were talking about this a little bit off air when I didn't see Nick Fortes back there behind the plate. He had been catching Sandy a ton, and again, we know the situation the Marlins are in with the 3 catchers and trying to get everybody some time, and of course, valuing the offensive side of things and who's going to be the best matchup.
2-2. Marchand takes inside. That was at 98, and the count runs full. Liam Hicks, they like the matchup against Mick Abel, lefty bat instead of the right-handed hitting Fortes.
Yeah, with Liam Hicks, this is just his 4th game catching Sandy.
3-2 pitch is popped up left side, foul ground, twisting out of play into the seats. I wonder if the next 3 days also played a role in that. you got Hicks, a lefty bat, who is probably going to be on the bench against a lefty in Jesus Luzardo
tomorrow,
a lefty in Ranger Suarez, and then another lefty in Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah. A lot of things that could play a role, but I'm sure that being one of them.
Field shifting Marchand to pull. And the 3-2 pitch is bounced foul. Nice grab by Marsh in the on-deck circle. He reached up for that bouncing foul ball on the backstop, and he speared that thing above his head. And an 8th pitch of the plate appearance.
This Phillies team just really up and down the lineup does a really nice job of working counts and making pitchers work.
Sandy peeks in. With 2 men gone in the top of the second. Here's 3-2. Now I'm going to call it third strike. 99 on the lower inside edge. A fastball locked up Marchand. And Alcantara bounces back from the homer in the first with a 1-2-3 second. Through an inning and a half, it's 1-0 Phillies.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast.
Oh, refrigerant. Did you know that was a word?
Well, my dad's in the AC business, so yes.
Good for you. Augustine Ramirez leading things off against Mick Abel. And Augustine rips the ball. Diving stop on the backhand by the first baseman Kemp. He pops up, flips to a covering Abel. 1 pitch, hard contact, but 1 away in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, he hits that 107 miles per hour. And we did see that a lot through the struggles of Ramirez, and he's kept his struggles short, but being able to tell himself that, hey, I'm making hard contact, I don't need to make all these changes, it's eventually going to fall for me, is really what helped him keep those slumps short.
Fall into a sea of spectators, too. He ripped a couple of homers on Friday in Washington. First pitch here to Kyle Stowers, also going through a little bit of a funk. He takes upstairs for a called strike 1 that clipped the top rail of the strike zone.
Yeah, Kyle has really started slumping when you go back to that last road trip in California, starting with the Angels series. In the last 17 games, hitting just $148 with 18 strikeouts.
Kyle, open stance, holding the hands low, about letter high. And the 0-1 pitch. He tried to hold back on a sharp curveball. He did not go around, confirms the crew chief at third base, Laz Diaz.
And that's what we're starting to see a lot of opposing teams starting to attack Kyle. They're starting to work him backwards. We're seeing a lot of soft stuff, a lot of breaking balls early, and then they're going back to that fastball up, which is the pitch that he struggled with so much last season.
It's almost like he overcorrected a little bit, and now they're attacking the other thing. 1-1 pitch is 96 up and out for ball 2.
And that's exactly right. He was so good with a fastball up in the zone to start the season, which is where all the teams were going because of his struggles because of it last year. So now they're exposing low and off speed.
2-1 is cut on and missed. A curveball at the shins, 2-2.
And way ahead of that curveball. So when you're gearing up for that 97 mile per hour fastball, then all of a sudden you get the 82 curve low and in on him.
2-2 pitch. That one a line shot over the jumping glove of Kemp. That is rolling down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Castellanos tracks it into the corner. Stowers around second, headed at third. Throw coming back into the infield is late, and Stowers slides in feet first with a one-out triple. Kyle Stowers, his third triple on the year, and the Marlins have a runner at third base with one away in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, what a nice adjustment by Kyle Stowers, who had just swung through that same pitch, the curveball in. This time sat back on it and dropped the barrel of the bat and snuck it into the right field corner. You know that's got to feel good if you're Kyle Stowers.
So now the infield for Philadelphia comes in with Stowers 90 feet away from knotting this game up at one apiece. Eric Wagaman, we talked productive outs during Marlins on Deck. Pair of sac flies yesterday. First pitch to him, he takes a called strike, a sinker on the inner half, 0-1.
Yeah, he's coming off a road trip where he had hits in 4 of 9, but 3 of those 4 games, multi-hit games.
A 1 pitch with one away to Wagaman. And when a foul tip held on to by the catcher, Marchand, and the count 0-2. It was 97 right over the heart of the plate. That fastball, really good carry from Mick Abel. He'll get a lot of swings underneath that four-seamer. 0-2. That one cut on and missed. A slider, and there are 2 away. Mick Abel is a native of Oregon. You do not see very many big leaguers or professional baseball players come out of the state of Oregon, but there is another notable one, Steven Strom.
Yeah, there's a cool connection here tonight, guys. Mick Abel and one of the Marlins' top prospects, Noble Meyer, went to the same prep school, Jesuit High in Oregon. Since the draft began in 1965, only 8 Beaver State prepsters have ever been in the first round of a selection. Mick Abel ended a 26-year drought when he was selected by the Phillies in 2020.
Pitch to Liam Hicks is spun in for a called strike.
And, of course, former Jesuit standout Noble Meyer, ours, was selected with the 10th overall pick in the 2023 draft. The 20-year-old, he's thrown to a 3.31 ERA over his last 5 starts over 19 combined frames.
It's really cool, Steven. 0-1 pitch misses up and out. And I feel like we talk a lot about Northeast states, right? You never see high school hitters taken in the first round out of the Northeast, right? Like Connecticut or New Jersey or New York. You hardly ever see kids taken out of Oregon, but you got Mick Abel and you got Noble Meyer. 1-1. This is upstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
Now those diamonds in the rough.
If you find them, you can love them. And, so much is to be said about showcase culture now, all these showcase tournaments. But at the end of the day, if you check the right boxes, they'll find you. 2-1 pitch. That one misses low. And assessing hitters at the high school level, surely much tougher because you got to watch these guys compete against the arms. With pitchers at these showcase tournaments, if you throw 95, you got good characteristics on the fastball or breaking ball, somebody's going to give you a shot. 3-1. Now I want to call it strike. 97 right over the heart of the plate. And the count full with the man at third and 2 men gone in the bottom of the second.
Now we're just talking about Wagaman and his production. And how about Liam Hicks? He continues just to quietly get things done. He had 3 RBIs over the road trip, and he's one of those guys who just doesn't make a ton of noise, but you turn around and you look it up and you're thinking, wait a minute, Liam Hicks?
3-2 pitch. That one misses just low, 97. Good eye by Hicks, and he draws a walk.
No, that's exactly what he does. He draws walks. He's got a good eye at the plate. He's now tied for the lead among NL rookies with 25 RBIs and leads NL rookies in OPS at a clip of 816.
You know who he's tied with now? Because he had sole possession forever.
He did.
Our guy Wags. I was
going to say those 7 RBIs by Eric Wagaman. over this road trip, but you love to see it, just the rookies as a group.
Connor Norby swings and misses at a slider off the plate away, 0-1.
And what they've been able to do, I was talking to Liam Hicks about it, and I said, hey, this is unique, right? We don't really have a situation where there are veterans showing the way. I go, but what are the benefits maybe of having a big rookie class and you guys going through the struggles together?
1 pitch. One misses low. Runners at the corners with 2 away in the bottom of the second. Phillies up 1-0.
And he said it's been great because they all kind of come together and they say, hey, this is what's working for me. This is what I'm seeing. And there's just really a camaraderie between all of them.
I'm sure it's fun for these guys. And, I'm sure it's fun for vets, too. But at the end of the day, you can walk into some clubhouses around Major League Baseball and you got a 40-year-old Charlie Morton trying to chat with a 22-year-old Jackson Holliday. It's like, all right.
How do you relate?
1-1 pitch from Abel. After a long hold, has to wait. Throw over to check on Hicks, who's back in safely with a dive. You still watch Dora the Explorer? Right?
I was not a Dora the Explorer person. I aged out before she became a thing.
Yeah, I was right in the wheelhouse of Dora. So I'm just thinking about Charlie Morton's interactions with somebody 20 years younger than him.
Can you imagine?
1-1 pitch. Misses outside, 2-1.
Well, that's one of the benefits, right? Because they're all going through it together.
Yeah.
They're all going through all these firsts, the successes, the slumps. So they're definitely able to relate.
2-1 pitch. That one misses upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. And Abel starting to lose the strike zone.
Why Dora?
I don't know.
Why did Dora the Explorer just come to your mind?
I don't know. I was just thinking about ways to relate. Like, I'm thinking about 41-year-old Charlie Morton. Like,
what did he watch when he...
Yeah, it's like, my kids were watching Dora. Maybe you are? 3-1 pitch is bounced foul.
That's so funny.
I don't know. The kids still pumping the VHS tapes in?
Now, granted, a lot of benefits to having veterans in the clubhouse.
Of course.
Show you how to make... how to... Not just make it to the big leagues, right? It's how to stay to the big leagues and stay in the big leagues. That's what the tough part is.
Yeah. Hicks will get a head start at first. 2 away. 3-2 pitch. That one grounded foul. Third base side off the facing the Marlins dugout. Yeah, I'm not sure why Dora jumped to my nose. Because, like, SpongeBob is universal. But, I mean, Rich Hill. That name has been around forever, right? Left-handed pitcher. Mm-hmm. Rich Hill is in AAA with Kansas City right now. He's an Omaha Storm chaser. 45-year-old Rich Hill was teammates with 21-year-old Jack Caglione for a minute there. And that's just such a funny dynamic.
It is.
3-2, Hicks off again, and that one stung up the middle and through for a base hit. Hicks around second, headed to third. He will get there without a throw, and Connor Norby plates his buddy Kyle Stowers from third base. It's an RBI single. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the second.
And a big high five to his first base coach, Tyler Smarslock. He does so on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. This is a Connor Norby who he's so aggressive, he generally doesn't work the count. It's something that he's been working on. But he's made a couple adjustments at the plate, trying to see the ball a little bit better, and there we're seeing it pay off.
Caleb Cotham, the Philly pitching coach, is out chatting with Mick Abel and the rest of the Phillies infield as Dane Myers digs in. That's swinging the hottest bat for the Marlins, and that has to feel so good for Connor Norby. He was sputtering mightily.
Right.
And Norby just shot a ball up the middle.
Yeah, Norby was also struggling since that California road trip against the San Diego Padres. They go 15 games back, hitting just $127 with 16 strikeouts. And Norby, he's such an aggressive hitter.
Yeah.
He's always in swing mode. Has a 28% strikeout rate this season. Working the count and only swinging at pitches that he can do damage on. Yeah. That's been the focus.
And Connor did damage on that. Now Dane Myers ready for Mick Abel. And that hit Myers. 95 up and in. That got Dane.
You hate to see it. You heard that one.
That got him on the shoulder. Dane in a crouch right in front of the ADT signage, about 20 feet beyond the top step of the Marlins dugout. Clayton McCullough, one of the trainers, Brad LaRosa, is out to check on Myers, and that one caught him right
above the elbow.
Right on the tricep, and he does not wear one of those elbow protectors.
And the other thing to do, with this, guys, is we've seen Dane Myers on multiple occasions take that first pitch and not move a muscle. You've seen guys like Luis Ariz do the same thing. And in this case, Myers was taking the entire way, so he was not in any way, shape, or form geared up to try to get out of the way.
I'm totally with you. I mean, you saw it. Dane didn't even load up, ready to swing at that. He was going to see that all the way, and Abel has just lost the feel for his release point.
And just really extra frustration, I feel like, that we're seeing from Dane, because he has dealt with those injury struggles not only throughout the season, but throughout his career. Missed a week with that foot injury after that great game-ending catch in center field back in the beginning of the season in New York. Obviously dealt with the foot issues last year. So for Dane, who, when healthy, when on the field, is a massive impact to this lineup.
And Myers, the numbers look as strong as anybody in this Marlins lineup, hitting .333 with an .858 on-base plus slug. But the hit by pitch, Dane does stay in the game. He slowly walked his way to first base, but now he's got his lead. It loads the bases for Xavier Edwards. Mick Abel, with two men gone, fires the first pitch. And X takes a called strike. That was a slider. So you got Myers at first, Norby at second, Hicks at third, and a run already in on that RBI single from Norby. Edwards, his first time up against Abel, lined out to center. Abel set at the letters. And his 0-1 pitch. And when taken inside at 96, he is spraying his fastball. Abel, he's finding the strike zone with the slider right now. But in order for him to have success, he's got to be putting that fastball where he wants, and he's nowhere close right now.
Everything plays off the fastball for Abel.
1-1. That one lined and caught by the second baseman, Stott. It hung up. It was a slider that he just tried to get over the plate. He did. Edwards stung it, but it hung up for one of the better defensive second basemen in the game. Stott slid to his backhand and made the catch.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball.
We're in the top of the third inning, and we're tied at 1 after the RBI single from Connor Norby. Last top inning, Brandon Marsh took a breaking ball low and in from Sandy Alcantara to open the third. Sandy just fired his 38th pitch, and he bounced back from that solo home run from Turner to open the game. That one spun onto the inside corner, a called strike. 1-1 with a 1-2-3 second, including a strikeout, which was number 831 for him in a Marlins uniform. 1-1. Oh, and a bouncing ball foul first base side. Wagman picks it up and advantage Sandy 1-2.
Yeah, Sandy's a guy who can dial up the strikeout whenever he wants it, but he's always just put more value on being efficient and getting through a ball game.
Yep. So you think, although Sandy is just a strikeout away from tying Josh Johnson for second on the Marlins all-time strikeout list, Sandy, the strikeout number could be far gaudier.
Oh, absolutely.
1-2, misses inside. That was a sinker at 97.
Yeah, that's not what Sandy's about. And I think that shows a selflessness about him.
2-2. It sprayed foul left side and into the seats.
Yeah, when going good, Sandy's like, I'd much rather give my team innings than collect personal strikeouts.
Yeah. And you can appreciate that from a bullpen management perspective, and we were talking about that.
We were.
These guys would love a night off. 2-2 pitch. That one sprayed foul again left side and into the seats by Marsh.
Yeah, this is a tough team to do it against, though. They can really work the count. That was the third pitch that Marsh has fouled off this at bat, and that's a sixth pitch that he has seen.
And Sandy going to be in go mode. 2-2 pitch, misses low. That was a changeup. Haven't seen him go to that pitch often, but I will say just watching this guy get better and better with his changeup feel over the course of the season has been awesome. That's the pitch that made Sandy Alcantara a Cy Young Award winner in 2022, and he's recapturing it. 3-2 pitch is a bouncing ball over to second base. X has got it, and he lofts to first in time. And on target for out number one. That was a sinker at 98 at the knees. And that flips the lineup card back to the top. Trey Turner a second time. Turner clobbered the second pitch of the game. It was a 109-mile-an-hour liner that snuck over the wall in straightaway center. Open scoring. Tied at one, top three, one away, nobody on. First pitch. That one a called strike well off the inside corner, but Brian O'Nora just gifted that one to Sandy Alcantara.
Hey, he'll take it.
Brian O'Nora, as the 0-1 pitch is ripped foul, third base side. They count 0-2. Was the victim of a lot of ridicule earlier this year when he tossed Walker Buehler from the game in Boston against the Mets. 0-2. That one a broken bat. A little pop-up right side. Sandy on the move. He won't get there. Neither will Wagaman. That is a foul ball. And Turner going to need new lumber.
Yeah, the business side of the bat went all the way past the Marlins' third base dugout, out past the camera well.
Actually, I don't think that was a broken bat. I think that was just the bat entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a broken bat to me, too.
Huh. So Turner.
Wait. Yeah, gonna get a little
adhesive.
Pine tar. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's got the pine tar spray going right back on the knob of the bat and the handle of the bat. But Turner, no broken bat, just a lost one. The count's 0-2, one away, top three, tied at one. Trey Turner came into today hitting .351 in his career against Sandy. And the 0-2 pitch. That one misses just off the inside part of the plate. Check swing, and he did not go around.
That one was close. It looked like it had the black.
Unfortunately, Hicks was set up outside. That pitch was on the inside corner. And the 1-2. That one taken low. Another check swing, and he did not go around. Sandy's 2-2. That one fouled back over the top of the backstop netting and out of play. Trey Turner is hanging around as well. It's not like Sandy has dealt with an overwhelming amount of foot traffic in the first 2 1/3 innings, but he's already at 51 pitches.
It's just because of this veteran lineup. That's one of the challenges. And he's doing his part. He's getting ahead.
2-2. What a bouncing ball foul, third base side.
You're just seeing the guys do that. They're fouling off pitches that they don't like. And this is about to be the 8th offering to Trey Turner.
He's shown him the kitchen sink. He's gone four seam, sinker, curveball, slider, changeup. 2-2. That one a line shot into right for a base hit. Sometimes someone just has your number, and that was 99 sprayed the other way. Trey Turner is 2 for 2 on the single on the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, and that sinker on the inner half of the plate as well, but Turner does a really nice job of keeping his hands inside his body and inside that baseball and just shooting it the other way.
Now Kyle Schwarber, Sandy will be working from the stretch. Trey Turner, 19 for 24 in the stolen base department this year. First pitch, Schwarber takes upstairs, a slider. Brian O'Nora is not happy with the cleanliness of home plate, so he is tapping some dirt chunks off the front, and now he bends down to wipe it off with his brush. You hardly ever see that happen mid-inning at the major league level.
Right.
Whatever you got to do, man. Count 1-0 on Schwarber in the top of the third. One of a 4-game set. And the 1-0 pitch from Sandy. That one cut on and missed. Good sinker dove off the plate away, and Schwarber chased. Marlins fans, Major League Baseball is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. 1-1 missed well outside. There was a changeup. Now 2 balls and a strike now on Schwarber. And with Turner not going anywhere at first. Healthy lead for Turner. And the 2-1. Not going again. The swing and a miss on a good changeup from Sandy. 2-2. Sandy made Kyle Schwarber incredibly uncomfortable his first time up. He struck him out on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs after a heavy dosage of off-speed.
Yeah, so far, he's thrown him a slider, sinker, and a couple of changeups. We'll see if he goes back to the four-seamer here.
2-2 pitch on the way. And that one lifted high in the sky. Out to left field, straight on. Stowers looking for it in the roof. And he makes the catch. 2 hands for security for out number 2. It was hit a mile high. Thankfully, it was just straight up from a guy that can hit it a mile out as well.
Yeah, he went right back to that four-seam fastball that he got him to strike out on. Nice location for that, too. Up and out, just a bit out of the zone, and Kyle Schwarber knew it, head down immediately after that baseball left his bat.
It's so funny watching vets like that operate.
Right? You just know.
First pitch to Alec Boehm. This is inside for ball 1. Like Schwarber, his job is homers.
Right?
Like, that's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah. Got 22 of them.
And he's swinging away. As soon as he skies that thing up, he looks at it, just shakes his head. I didn't do my job. 1-0 pitch. That one in on Boehm's hands, but he flares it into center field. That's no problem for Dane Myers. He ranges a little bit to his right, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So Sandy Alcantara strands the one-out single from Turner, and we go to the bottom of the third. We're tied at 1 on the Marlins Radio Network. Marlins Hall of Fame induction during a special pregame ceremony. Plus, the first 8,000 fans will receive a commemorative bobblehead presented by Miccosukee Resort and Casino. Don't miss it. Marlins.com/tickets. First pitch missed upstairs for ball one to Jesus Sanchez to open the bottom of the third inning. We're tied at 1 between the Phillies and the Marlins. Mick Abel making his 4th Major League start. Kicks and deals. And the 1-0 pitch is spun in for a called strike. Jesus Sanchez's first time seeing Abel struck out. Abel, the guy that was so good his first 2 turns through. He struggled in Chicago with the home run. 1-1 is fouled back. Sanchez extended his zone upstairs, and he ricocheted a four-seam fastball back at the backstop. Count 1-2.
Yeah, it was a big swing from Sanchez, who hits the ball hard. That's why these Marlins like him. He has a hard hit rate of 52%. That's tied for 7th best in the NL dating back to last season.
Wow. 1-2 pitch misses outside. 2-2.
Now that against right-handed pitchers.
Sanchez, we've talked about struggles against lefties, but against righties, this is his wheelhouse. Abel kicks and deals the 2-2. And that one missed outside, a changeup. Count full on Sanchez. It's 2, 3, and 4. Jesus, Otto, and Augustine do up against Abel. Field shifting him to pull. Payoff pitch. Sanchez slaps it out to left field. That's carrying on Kepler, but Max Kepler drifting back makes the catch on a liner just shy of the warning track and left for out number 1. He was stung by Sanchez the other way. He hung up for Kepler, who's been a very solid defensive corner outfielder for the Phillies this year. Brings up Otto flat out to center his first time. Well, tomorrow, we'll see Jesus Luzardo make his return to the mound here at Lone Depot Park. One missed up and in at 95 miles an hour. Luzardo, really good arm for the Marlins over the last few years, was traded this offseason for Starlene Caba, young, uber-talented shortstop in low A, and Marion Boyd. 1-0 pitch is lifted high in the sky, foul ground, first base side. Kemp watching that get into the seats at a play.
Yeah, I was chatting with Jesus before the game, and he joked. I said, how weird is it coming in from the visiting side? He's like, actually, not too weird, because I'm very friendly with all the clubhouse guys on that end, and Rock and Jose and Titi, and he goes, however, I might accidentally walk off the wrong side of the mound.
1-1 pitch. That one a ground ball to the backhand of the third baseman, Bohm. He fires cross-body and across the diamond in time to get Otto for out number 2. Nice play by Alec Bohm on the chalk on a chopper.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also joked with him, too, because the Panthers a chance to win it all again, back-to-back seasons. He's a huge Panthers fan. So I was like, hey, Jesus, when you're done, are you just going to peace out and just go down to the game? He goes, no, it's my mom's birthday.
Oh, nice.
I've got to take her out to dinner for her birthday.
I would make sure you get a lot of early contact, I would say. Luzardo
Right.
really hoping to fill up the strike zone and missed inside. But the Marlins doing a huge favor to the South Florida sports fans by moving first pitch up tomorrow, half an hour. It was originally going to be a 6:40 first pitch. 1-0 pitch misses low and away. And now, first pitch tomorrow is scheduled for 6:10. So a 6:10 first pitch between Cal Quantrill for the Fish and Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies, making his return to Miami. 2-0 pitch. Augustine rips one on the ground, and the shortstop Turner backs up. He's got it by the letter high hop. His throw off the home plate side of the first base bag, but Kemp got it, and he swiped a tag on Ramirez, who was blowing by to end of the inning. 6-3 put out.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or man.
deal is there were questions asked, like name a team that wears red, name something you bring to the ballpark, name something you find in an equipment room. Sandy Alcantara, his first pitch to Nick Castellanos here in the fourth, misses outside for ball one. Again, we're tied at 1. And, it is Family Feud style. Okay, so Kelly, who recorded that, said 3 years ago. 1-0 pitch. That one lined into right center field. Sanchez on his horse. Jesus Sanchez reaches up and spears it to make the catch on the backhand. Nice play by Sanchez, and there's one away.
Yeah, that one exit velo of 106 miles per hour off the bat of Castellanos. Sanchez does a really nice job of taking a great route to that ball.
But you recorded this Marlins feud. You recorded your answers in 23. And
still going strong.
I love it. It's timeless. Max Kepler, lefty hitting left fielder, seeing Sandy Alcantara. He peeks in over that red leather glove, and he fires the first pitch. And it bounced in front of the plate. It was a curveball. Sandy has thrown now 63 pitches today to get through 3 1/3.
Yeah, that 2-pitch out, exactly what the doctor ordered.
No pitch. Kepler takes a called strike. That was a slider on the outer edge.
I have to say, too, with just looking at Sandy's demeanor, it's completely different than what we saw in his first 11 starts this season.
Good changeup, fouled straight down, and the count is 1-2. I asked Clayton McCullough before the game in our spot with him, I said, even on non-start days, do you feel like Sandy has a little extra pep in his step? And he said, undoubtedly, yes. I mean, Sandy is kind of carrying himself now like he's the man. And he is the man. He was a unanimous Cy Young Award winner. It's cool to see that Sandy back. 1-2 pitch. No one misses upstairs at 98 miles an hour. 2-2 to Max Kepler.
Again, I'm sure that Sandy was as perplexed as we were. And it just, for a lot of different reasons.
One bounced foul right side.
It's hard to put in perspective that you just came off of major surgery. Because Sandy won the Cy Young Award in 2022.
Yeah.
And he takes such good care of his body.
It's amazing. 2-2 has to wait. Sandy was into the wind, but Brian O'Nora granted Kepler time, who touched his chest and said, my bad to Sandy.
I think just the combination, cleaning that plate again, and I think...
I appreciate you pointing it out.
I think that I couldn't even continue with my sentence. I think the combination of he's like, I'm a Cy Young Award winner.
2-2 pitch, misses low and in. It was a curveball, counts full.
And I don't miss a day at the gym.
Yeah.
I take care of my body. I take care of my nutrition. I think it was a bit of a shock to Sandy.
3-2 is sprayed foul left side into the seats.
As it was to us to an extent, too. How long it took him to get back to this type of Sandy that we're used to seeing. We've been spoiled with.
Do you have a defensive change that we'll fill you in on in a moment? Steven will actually fill us in on that. 3-2 pitch. That one launched out to right field and deep. Sanchez working back at the track. He's looking up, and that is into the second deck and gone. Max Kepler got a slider at the knees and broke out the 3-wood. He golfed that thing into the seats in right. The second solo homer for the Phillies tonight. And it's 2-1 Philadelphia in the top of the fourth.
That was a double-decker off the bat of Kepler. His 9th of the season, and they always say that pitch in on the hands to the lefties, that's their wheelhouse. Able to turn on that slider and deposit it into the right field bleachers.
That's Kepler's 9th home run on the year. And the first pitch is slammed into center field by Otto Kemp. Back to the warning track. The new center fielder, Kyle Stowers, makes the catch for out number 2. Steven Stowers made the grab. Stowers moved from left to center. And you've got Heriberto Hernandez into the game in left.
Yeah, you got to wonder, too, just with Meyer having gotten hit, you had imagined that is why he was taken out of the game. Again, he looked like he was in a lot of pain after being hit by a pitch there right above the left elbow.
No one in for a called strike to Bryson Stott. The count 0-1.
So we'll update you when we have any more news on that. But again, Jack, I imagine it's that hit by pitch. He looked like he was in a ton of pain.
0-1 pitch. That one hit out to center field. Stowers working back. Stowers spinning around. He's at the track. He jumps up. It's over his head, and it one hops off the wall. Stott into second base. He is there as the throw comes in, and he has a 2-out double. So again, you got Stowers in center. Heriberto Hernandez is in left field, and Dane Myers is out of the ball game. We'll let you know as soon as we get more information. So now with 2 away and a man at second, that brings up Rafael Marchand, who struck out looking in the second inning against Sandy. It's 2-1 Philly in the top of the 4th inning. Phillies 2 runs on 5 hits. Their 2 runs have been a pair of solo homers. First pitch. That one missed outside for ball 1, a curveball.
Now those solo shots, they don't hurt you. Still a 1-run ball game for the Marlins. And this is where we have seen things spiral for Sandy in the past, but still with that good composure.
1-0 pitch. That one in for a called strike, 1-1.
Hey guys, you guys were over it here. Dane Myers exited today's game due to left elbow discomfort.
Gotcha. Thank you, Steven. 1-1 pitch. That one lined down the right field line that is twisting into the seats and foul. It jumped up on a fan trying to make a catch, and
yeah, she's shaking off that hand. However, it ricocheted into the hands of another fan who very kindly returned the ball back to her.
So nice, and she's holding the ball up like, hey, I caught it. Sure.
I got some cheers over there. It's on the right field line. How nice.
1-2 on Marchand. Up to deep count his first time up. And Sandy fires. He got a little dribbler foul right side. It's a changeup from Alcantara, and Sandy, he's trending to only be available maybe through 5 today. He's about to throw his 78th pitch with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Stott's at second. Kepler's homer broke a 1-1 tie. And the 1-2 misses up and out at 97 miles an hour. Hey, make your Marlins players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star Ballot daily, or visit MLB.com/votes. 2-2. That one cut on and missed, and that is strikeout number 832 for Sandy Alcantara. He ties Josh Johnson for the second most punch-outs in the history of this Marlins franchise. He ends the 4th with a K, but Kepler does homer. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1 Phillies on the Marlins Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball have been
Full swing.
Yeah, not a check swing, full swing.
Full swing. Kyle Stowers ripped a full swing off his first time up. He laced a triple down the right field line, and he opens the bottom of the fourth by taking upstairs at 95 for ball one. It was off the fingers of Mick Abel, the right-hander. Just fired his 55th pitch of the night. And the 1-0. Kyle swinging away. He fouls it back. And out of play. It's 2-1 Phillies on a pair of solo homers. Trey Turner on the second pitch of the game. And Max Kepler with one away in the top of the fourth. Stowers granted time by the home plate umpire Brian O'Nora. And Kyle, who walked as a pinch hitter yesterday, takes back in. Ready for the 1-1 from Abel. And he bounces that one over to first base. Kemp has got it. He takes it to the bag himself. He wins the foot race. And that is out number one. You mentioned no rain delays for that Twins series. We had a couple of those on the road.
Oh, we did.
It was, 40 minutes at the outset of Game 1 in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And then it was 2 hours and 14 minutes in the fourth inning on Friday in Washington. There were a whole bunch of schedule changes there.
Wild road trip.
Really weird. First pitch to Eric Wagaman misses outside for ball one. In Tampa, played 3 day games. We played a 1:10, a 4:10, and a 12:10. And why the 1:10 and the 12:10? 1-0 pitch. And a foul tip held on to by the catcher Marchand. And the count is 1-1. Metallica, that's why.
That's right.
George Steinbrenner Field, which is the spring training home of the Yankees and the current home of the Tampa Bay Rays, shares parking lots with Raymond James Stadium, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Metallica was calling it their home on Friday and Sunday night when the Fish were in Tampa. 1-1 is fouled back over the top of the backstop, 1-2. So we had a couple of schedule changes there. Then we had that rain delay in Pittsburgh on Monday.
Right.
Then we get to Washington, north of 2-hour rain delay in the middle of the game on Friday. Then on Saturday, we had our game time moved up from a night game to a day game. It was a 1:05 first pitch because of that parade in D.C. on Saturday. 1-2 pitch to Wagaman. That one fouled back right near us. That is falling down just below us, and the count remains 1-2. And again, Kelly Sacco did not move a muscle. It's unbelievable.
I can track a baseball.
I'm jumping a little bit. Felt my heart drop a little bit. Okay, I'm ready. Got 2 laptops open. 1-2 misses low. That was a curveball in the dirt. So we had a whole bunch of schedule maneuvers, and then last night trying to get home, we sat on the tarmac for a while.
That was another one. Right when you think, okay, we got through the game, because I was circling that Sunday game. I'm thinking, all right, we have 85% chance of rain. I'm really nervous about this one.
2-2 to Wagaman on the way. And that one cut on and missed. 96 upstairs, buzzed by Eric. He strikes out swinging for the second time tonight, and there are 2 men gone at the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, we were able to get through the game unscathed. Now, it was sprinkling, misting, probably the better way to put it, here and there. Able to get through the game. You're thinking, all right, I'm liking how this is looking. Going to be home by 9 p.m. This is going to be great. Oh, wait. First of all, you have the hour drive to the airport from the field. They sit on the tarmac and...
pitch to Liam Hicks, a liner right at Stott. It was a hard-hit line drive. The second baseman gloved it, and the inning is over. 1-2-3. We'll tell you about our Sunday night when we come back. Through 4, it's 2-1 Phillies on the Marlins Radio Network.
Oh, the...
That's exactly right. Lots of lightning and rain in the area. They're just trying to keep us safe, which we appreciate.
We're in the top of the fifth inning. It's 2-1 Phillies, and the first pitch to Brandon Marsh is whacked at and missed. Counts 0-1. Sandy Alcantara, in all likelihood, starting his last inning, unless it's a very quick inning. He just got to 80 pitches here to open the fifth. He trails 2-1 on a pair of solo homers, and Marsh takes a called strike. The count is 0-2. Read a great article a couple of years back from Jake Mintz of Cespedes Family Barbecue. He was at Fox Sports at the time, and it was on Brandon Marsh's hair. 0-2 pitch misses upstairs. And he is a, quote-unquote, wet guy. What does that mean? Brandon Marsh wets his hair, which is flowing out of the back of his red helmet, and he's got a long beard. 1-2 pitch misses upstairs. He really does kind of look like a guy that just crawled out of a cave a little bit with that long beard and the wet, flowing locks. And somebody asked, like, why is your hair always wet, dude? How do you do that? 2-2. That one, a line shot glove by Wagaman. Reaching out to the backhand. He spears that hot shot. And a line out to first is out number 1 from the wet guy.
All right, what's the answer? Tell us.
The answer is it's how he finds his edge. Garrett Stubbs, the backup catcher for the Phillies, was asked, like, hey, why is Marsh's hair always wet? And he was quoted saying, it's called having some edge, dude. First pitch misses low and away to Trey Turner for ball 1. Brandon Marsh will wet his hair. He'll dump water on it between every single inning. He wets his hair during the course of a baseball season. 1-0 pitch, going in for a called strike. The guesstimate was 15 times a day.
Wow.
He will wet it, and he just makes sure that his hair is always soaking wet. It looks really weird. 1-1 pitch is cut on and missed to Chase on a changeup in the dirt. It counts 1-2 on Trey Turner.
I didn't know that the moisture of someone's hair had such a big impact on their edge.
Me neither.
Hey, if it's working for you.
Whatever works for Brandon Marsh. 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed. And move over Josh Johnson. Sandy Alcantara is now in sole possession of second place on the Marlins all-time strikeout list. That was number 833. He moves past Johnson, and the only guy in front of him is Ricky Nolasco at 1,001. Congratulations, Sandy Alcantara. He did it on a fastball at 98 upstairs. And that was out number 2 here in the top of the fifth, and he misses inside on a sinker to Kyle Schwarber. And 2-1, the Phillies out in front. Only Marlins run came on an RBI single from Connor Norby as a changeup floats outside. The count 2-0 on Schwarber, who's 0 for 2.
And you love to see it. They kept that baseball, and it's getting authenticated as we speak.
Is there more to the process than just putting a sticker on it? 2-0 pitch. That went in for a called strike, 2-1.
I do know that the authenticators are either current or former law enforcement members.
Really?
Because, for several reasons. Well, first and foremost,
2-1 pitch is golfed high in the air down the left field line. Heriberto Hernandez on the move. He will not get there. A fan reaches up and makes a nice play on the padded wall. And guess what? They're wearing a Panthers jersey. Oh, nice catch. Just an eventful strike, 2, and the count 2-2.
And now the reason why they are either current or former law enforcement members is first and foremost, they know how to collect evidence. So that's number 1. And number 2, they know how to handle themselves in a professional manner and not fangirl over professional baseball players.
Interesting. 2-2 pitch. That one again popped back and foul out of play. Huh. Okay, so a couple of character traits that they're checking boxes of.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, the authenticator slapped the sticker on it. I saw them go to a clipboard. Maybe they have some paperwork to file. Yeah. 2-2. That one fouled straight off Schwarber's front foot.
I do know, too, that if a ball gets hit into the stands, I'm not sure it can be authenticated because they can't. It was different with Shohei Ohtani because they had special markings on those balls.
Oh, really?
Every time Shohei Ohtani came up to the plate, you'd see the bat boy hand different baseballs over to the umpire because they were marked a certain way, because if those home runs went into the stands, they needed to make sure that someone didn't swap them.
2-2 pitch misses up and out. Count full on Schwarber. If I'm not mistaken, I think they did the same thing with Aaron Judge when he was on that Maris home run chase.
Yes.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if it's hit into the stands, I believe can authenticate it.
3-2 pitch. That misses just low and in. Schwarber takes a walk. That was a very good pitch from Sandy Alcantara. And he issues the free pass to Schwarber. There are two men gone, and Sandy at 96 pitches, getting ready for Alec Bohm.
Yeah, Schwarber leads his team with a 16% walk rate. He's got such a good eye up there.
That's what he's always done. He is the poster boy of three true outcomes. First pitch is cut out and missed by Alec Bohm. The three true outcomes are the three that involve no defense. Strikeouts, walks, homers, and that's really all Schwarber does. And again, if he pops out to left field, he will look dejected as he comes out of the batter's box, knowing he did not do his job of hitting a homer. 0-1 pitch. That one is in for a called strike. 97 might have grazed the outside neighborhood of the strike zone.
Cade Gibson up, guys, so we'll see here how many batters Sandy gets. Obviously, Bohm being a righty and Castellanos being a righty. Kepler is at southpaw in that third spot.
0-2 pitch. That one fouled back. Gibby. Killicade, Gibby. We haven't taken a vote yet. Kelly, which one do you like more? Were you an iCarly person? Because Gibby, I feel like that's the go-to.
No, again, I aged out of that one too.
Really?
Slightly older than you folks.
No way.
I know I look younger.
0-2.
However,
that one cut on and missed. A curveball right by Bohm. Sandy Alcantara through 5 innings of 2-run ball. Likely it for him, but he strands a man on the 2-out walk. We're halfway home. It's 2-1 Phillies here on the Marlins. Here, gearing up for a 5th inning. Norby scratched the only run across for the Marlins so far today with his RBI single. And a rocky second for Abel, but he's found the strike zone again after that one. And Abel rocks and fires. And Norby fouls it back off the top of the backstop. No, you go.
I was talking to Clayton McCullough before the game. I think that's our first one today.
I think so.
Us.
That was good.
We haven't worked together in, like a month and a half?
I know.
It's impressive.
0-1 pitch. That one hit high in the sky out to left field. Drifting back to the warning track, Max Kepler. He's got room, and he makes the catch. for out number 1.
Yeah, Norby just under that slider.
What you got?
You go.
All right.
Please.
Now the 9-man, Heriberto Hernandez, again, he came on in place of Dane Myers, who exited this game due to elbow discomfort. Dane was hit on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He was hit on the elbow on the first pitch of his first plate appearance by Mick Abel. First pitch, Hernandez swinging away. He lifts one out to left field, but straight on for Kepler. He works in a little bit to his left, and he gloves it for out number 2.
You really hate to see it, too, because Dane Myers already, you saw the impact that he made in this game in just a couple of innings of play. Had that really nice catch where he laid out Superman style. Which is a guy who's really had trouble staying in the lineup.
And this one hurts. You know, Myers missed some time with a little bit of an oblique issue.
And then with a foot injury.
Yeah.
Which was wacky.
Super.
In case people don't remember, it was the game-ending catch in New York early on in the season, and he went face first into the center field wall and hurt his foot, of all things.
I mean, first pitch here to Xavier Edwards is poured in for a called strike. By the way, right-hander Valente Belloso is warming up in the Marlins pen, so expect to see him for the 6th. But yeah, I mean, Myers, he literally dove head first into a wall, and we were worried about neck, head, teeth, all that stuff. That one fouled away left
Nose.
side. Count nothing in 2. Literally nothing except the foot, and he said the foot was relaxed, and I just landed on it weird. I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah.
But Myers, this one, not his doing at all. He just got hit by a pitch. 0-2 pitch. Check swinging a pitch in the dirt, and X did not go around on that curveball. Las Diaz, third base umpire, confirmed that.
It really just feels like luck of the draw, too, with some guys that feel like they just get beat up more than others. Like Nick Fortes behind the plate.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets beat up a heck of a lot more than I've ever seen Liam Hicks.
1-2. That one fouled back, and that clipped off the catcher Marchand's glove.
Or Agustin Ramirez.
Yeah.
Nick's always getting hit back there.
Always. Dane, really tough guy, as is Nick Fortes. And the 1-2 from Abel to X. Check swinging a pitch in the dirt. X did not go around, and the count is 2-2. I was going to say, really light slate of baseball today across the big leagues, and of course, universal off day in minor league baseball. Just a couple of games tonight, 7 games of the possible 15 series. But we do have a notable pitching matchup in about 2 hours. Dylan Cease will throw for the Padres in L.A. against an opener. That opener's name is Shohei Ohtani. Apparently, Ohtani, as Brian O'Nora, the home plate umpire, might have something in his eye. He goes to get some eye drops from Brad LaRosa, who is smiling at him. His right eye clearly irritated, but now it seems like Brian is good to go.
From dusting off the plate so much.
Yeah, right. Got some specks in his eye. And Brian flashes a smile at Rafael Marchand, and we're good to go in a 2-2 count with 2 away. I say Ohtani, the opener, he's expected to only go an inning or 2, but Shohei Ohtani makes his first start in a Dodger uniform on the mound tonight. 2-2. That one lined up the gut and through for a base hit. That 3 hops its way to Brandon Marsh in center. And Xavier Edwards has dialed up 3 baseballs. 1 has found the turf now. And he's got a 2-out single.
Yeah, and the Dodgers kind of sprung that on everybody. I was sitting on the plane, as we all were, just passing some time, jumped onto Twitter, and all of a sudden saw the Dodgers announce on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, hey, Shohei's going to start tomorrow.
Really? I mean, it was just bizarre to see that, especially given the 24-hour turnaround. You would think we would hear, and it would be huge news, like, oh, yeah, Shohei's...
No, just casual.
No, like, oh, he's going to start on Friday or something. No, he's going to start tomorrow.
Tomorrow, hope you're ready.
First pitch from Abel to Jesus Sanchez. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Dodger rotation getting a little healthier now. Emmett Sheehan makes his return from Tommy John surgery. He is now back in the Dodger rotation. And a guy that Stephen, I know we were really impressed by Ben Kasparius, who worked as a long man for the Dodgers. He was moved into the rotation. 1-0 pitch is a called strike on the upper outside edge, 1-1. Kasparius in that rotation with Sheehan, with Ohtani now, and of course Yamamoto and Dustin May. And then, oh, by the way, Clayton Kershaw is dialing back the clock a little bit. 1-1. Now one cut out and missed. Good changeup from Abel. Had Sanchez out in front. With a man at first and 2 men gone in the bottom of the 5th, with the Marlins trailing 2-1. Counts a ball and 2 strikes on Jesus Sanchez. Abel set at the letters. The 1-2 has to wait. They're over to check on X, and he's back in diving safely. Mick Abel at 76 pitches. He fires the 1-2. And that one a bouncing ball off the end of the bat over to second base. Stott has got it. He throws on the run, and he beats Sanchez by a step to first base to end the inning. 4-3 put out. Xavier Edwards stranded at first. We're through 5. It's 2-1 Phillies here on the Marlins Radio Net. Sure. This is year 1 for me in Miami.
Oh, boy.
This is year 1 calling baseball in a stadium with a retractable roof. How did the fireworks show work?
Generally speaking, because I would know this from my in-game host days, host Kelly.
Top of the 6th inning, Valente Belloso into the contest for the Marlins. He spins a sweeper outside for ball 1.
In years past, I'd be out there entertaining the masses as the roof is opening.
I see.
Playing games on the Jumbotron, doing all those fun things.
Nice.
Distracting everybody while the roof is opening. It's like 16 minutes, something like that.
Oh, pitch. That one fouled back in the count, a ball and a strike.
And we used to have, I don't know if this is still the case, there used to be a noise ordinance, like if the game, back before the pitch clock, if it didn't end by like 10:30 at night, something like that, fireworks had to be canceled. So I was very shocked when Nelly came on for the post-game concert in Washington, D.C. at 1 a.m.
Oh, that was crazy, but you had a great time watching Nelly,
I
not
did.
Jeff Nelson. Nelly, the artist.
Nelly with a Y.
Yeah, Nelly with a Y. Nelly performed on Friday evening after the Marlins wrapped up a win over the Nationals in D.C. That game was 3.5 hours long. There was a 2-hour rain delay in there. 1-1 pitch. A foul tip held on to by the catcher Hicks. And the count 1-2. And it's 2-1 Phillies in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, I was shocked. 1 a.m. he took the stage.
It's amazing. And you stayed through the conclusion of that
I
thing.
did. I had a friend who could drop me off at the hotel, and I said, hey, what's 30 extra minutes?
Good for you. 1-2. Oh, ripped on the ground, past the dive of the shortstop Lopez on the backhand in the left for a base hit. Nick Castellanos has a leadoff single here in the top of the 6th inning. The Marlins down by a run. Valente Belloso making his 6th appearance out of the bullpen for the Marlins this year. 35 2/3 innings. He's got a 4.29 ERA. This time out, Valente struggled. Had just 4 outs, allowed 4 runs. Belloso from the stretch, seeing Max Kepler. And the first pitch from Belloso. Kepler takes a called strike. That was a cutter at the knees. So Sandy Alcantara, he is officially done. By the way, it looks like Taijuan Walker might be ready to come into this ball game for Philadelphia. Mick Abel has worked 5 innings of 1-run ball. But I want to ask you guys a question on Sandy. That one cut on and missed in the count 0-2. The line on Sandy, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. They came on a pair of solo home runs from this guy Kepler and Trey Turner to open the game. He punched out 5 and walked 1. Can you give me a letter grade on Sandy Alcantara's start today? 0-2 from Belloso to Kepler. One misses outside.
Do you want Kelly and I to do it like 3-2-1 style?
You could.
3-2-1 style.
I'm down for that.
Kelly, let me know when you got your grade, and I'll count you guys down.
Okay, hold
We're
on.
doing letter grades.
Letter grades.
A+ being he was fantastic.
A+ being perfect game. 1-2. That one lifted high in the air out to center field. Stowers is camped underneath, and Kyle pretty much straight away center. Loves it. For out number 1, that keeps Castellanos at first base.
And given what we've seen from Sandy this year.
This is where I'm going with this too.
Of course, context matters here. Sandy Alcantara, the ERA now after 5 innings of 2-run ball.
We're going to nail it.
I'm caught between 2 things, but I think you and I might be leaning towards the same one.
Okay.
ERA now sits at 6.88 after 5 innings of 2-run ball.
Count us down, please.
Okay.
Wait, on 1 or after 1?
First pitch to Otto Kemp misses low and away for ball 1. So it's going to be 3-2-1 and then go.
Okay, on go.
On go. 3-2-1 go.
A-.
B+.
See, I was between A- and B+.
I couldn't give it an A if it wasn't 6.
I know. I was between a B+ and an A-. I was with you 100% there.
What a pitch.
But do you want to know what put me over the edge?
Go ahead.
Given what we've seen this season. And against this Phillies lineup.
Yeah, no.
This is a veteran Phillies lineup that really can work the count. And given what we've seen from Sandy this season, he has struggled mightily in his first 11 starts. So this is a complete
2-0 pitch lifted high in the air out to shallow left. The shortstop, Otto Lopez, near the chalk, makes the catch in left field, extended beyond third base positioning. There are 2 men gone.
Yeah, a complete 180. And I was between those 2. I was between B+ and A-. And I was like, can I give something in between? A B++, an A-.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. The way that it's gone, it feels like an A-, but I don't want to say it's an A-
because he only
it's
went 5.
Sandy, and it's 5 innings, but it was last 3 starts, 17 combined innings, 4 runs, 15 punch-outs to 3 walks. That's a 2.12 ERA.
Awesome. Bryson Stott takes a called strike. That was a cutter high and tight. Now, 0-1 with 2 men gone, and the Marlins trailing 2-1 in the top of the 6th. I side with B+ as well, just because he didn't work deeper into the game. He ran into some pitch count issues.
25 foul balls it ended up being for Phillies today.
Wow.
Out of 100 pitches.
A 1 pitch. That one lifted out to left field, but straight on for Heriberto Hernandez, who makes the catch on his left shoulder to end the inning. Valente Belloso gets 3 air outs, 2 flyouts, and a pop out.
Every
mañana tú y yo, escuchando Vico, sí, te cometeriste, estamos ahí, pero culpamos la Wii. Soy francés, me dice Wii, vamos otra vez para París, allá donde te lo metí, que éxtasis, contigo un frenesí, latina de mover, diamante de Cartier, tú encima sin brasier, a tu lado, en memoria somos dos carrusel. Semanas pero ya no sé qué hacer. Solo extraño lo que te hago en un motel. Dime que los besos que chimba si pasan. Estoy cansado que hablemos por teléfono. Tú ves que mi casa es tu casa. Los polvos no se tasan porque eso es entre tú y yo. Los besos que chimba si pasan. Estoy cansado que hablemos por teléfono. Tú ves que mi casa es tu casa. Los polvos no se tasan porque eso es entre tú y yo.
To listen to Ryan Weathers, native of Loretto, Tennessee, Kay Gibson from the state of Louisiana. They both sound like it, and it's really a joy to get to know them. Two really smart pitching minds. The drawl is just so much fun to hear. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 2-1 Phillies over the Marlins, and Taijuan Walker into the ball game. He missed outside to Otto Lopez, and the count is 1-0. Taijuan Walker, if that name sounds familiar, chances are you've seen him as a starting pitcher over the last handful of years. 1-0 pitch. Otto takes a called strike. Taijuan Walker was an all-star in 2021 with the Mets. He was a good Met before signing a 4-year, $72 million contract. He's in year 3 of that. And missed low and away in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Walker really struggled over the first 2 years of that deal. In 2023 and last year, Taijuan Walker hit an ERA just under 5.3. 2-1 pitch. Otto takes low and away. 3 balls and a strike. This year been a little different. Walker has snapped into a better gear. Taijuan Walker in 47 1/3 innings has a 3.61 earned run average. 3-1 pitch roped on the ground over to third base. That ate up Bohm for a little bit. It popped away from his glove. He picked it up with a bare hand, though, off the dirt and fired to first in time to get Otto just by half a step. There's one away in the bottom of the 6th. Lopez retired, and Walker rolls a ground ball. And now it's Agustin Ramirez. Taijuan Walker has made 8 starts this year, but this is his 7th appearance out of the bullpen. I'd be curious to see how the Phillies go about their bullpen usage today. As Augustine bounces one to the backhand of the shortstop Turner, he lofts across his body and gets it to first base in time to get Augustine 2 quick ground ball outs. And there are 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies have kind of gone leverage innings by committee. They don't really have a firm closer. It's been between Matt Strom and Jordan Romano. Orion Kirkering has thrown a lot of high leverage innings for them, but they lost their closer because of a PED suspension. Jose Alvarado is out 80 games. First pitch, 92 at the top of the zone, a called strike to Kyle Stowers. Alvarado, the interesting wrinkle to that, Phillies obviously looking like a postseason team right now at 42-29. Alvarado, along with the 80-game suspension, ineligible for postseason play. So they would need to deal with this in October as well. And that one missed upstairs, but Stowers went around on a check swing. And the count's 0-2. Taijuan Walker's 0-2 is cut on and missed. A splitter and a good one. Stowers chased off the plate away. 1-2-3 inning for Taijuan Walker. And we're through 6. It's 2-1 Phillies here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Gives me chills.
8-9-1. Rafael Marchand, Brandon Marsh, and Trey Turner. Valente, a right-hander, in his second inning of work after working around a leadoff single from Castellanos in the sixth, fires a fastball that misses high and tight for ball one. Good matchup on the mound tomorrow. A 6:10 first pitch, not 6:40. Moved it up half an hour because of game 6.
Yes,
pitch.
I believe 6.
One missed outside, 2-0. Panthers trying to close out a Stanley Cup final for the second year in a row on home ice in Sunrise, which is 40 minutes away. 2-0 pitch. That one in for a called strike. Still trying to learn the area, but
that's about right.
Yeah, with 95, if it's
Northwest
congested, more like an hour 30.
That'll be happening.
Yeah, you got to swing all the way over to 75, boys.
Is that the turnpike? No, not the turnpike.
No, 75.
2-1 pitch. That one in for a called strike, lower inside corner. And again, I'm still trying to learn, but they're in Sunrise. They get going, I think, a little after 8 p.m. Tentative 8:20 puck drop. I know puck drop. That's good. Not a hockey guy, but I know puck drop is a lot like tip-off.
Not a hockey gal.
Like first pitch, 2-2 is a bouncing ball over to first base. Wagaman gloved it on the backhand and flipped to a covering Belloso in time for out number 1. But Panthers trying to close it out, so the Marlins said, you know what? Let's bump our first pitch up about half an hour. So again, instead of 6:40 tomorrow, 6:10 tomorrow will be Cal Quantrill for the Fish against Jesus Luzardo, who makes his first start for the Phillies in Miami. Well, Brandon Marsh, the wet guy, ready for the first pitch from Belloso. He kicks and fires. And Marsh takes a cutter at the top of the zone for a called strike. 0-1. 2-1 Phillies in the top of the 7th. Their runs came on solo homers. Marlins got their run on an RBI single. 0-1 pitch. Missed up and out.
Another interesting note about Marsh is his sister ran track and field at Duke. And she actually won a gold medal in the heptathlon in the 2023 Pan Am Games.
How about that?
Yeah, I remember a couple years, I forget if it was last year or 2 years ago.
1 to Marsh is a called strike, 1-2.
She was competing during season, and I remember him keeping a really close eye on the race, very close to his sister.
Heptathlon consists of 7 different disciplines. I've got these here. 1-2 pitch, misses up and out. The 100-meter hurdles, high jump, shot put, a 200-meter, a long jump, a javelin throw, and the 800-meter. Tip of the cap. Sounds like a tough day. 2-2. One ripped on the ground past Tadaiva Wagaman down the right field line. That's a base hit, and that will get into the corner. Marsh speeding around second. He is not putting on the brakes. He's headed to third, and he's in there without a throw. Head first dive takes Brandon Marsh to third base, and he's got a one-out triple here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, the triple, his first of the season, and he was way out ahead of that 84-mile-per-hour cutter that was down the center of the plate from Belloso, and he just wrapped that barrel of the bat around that ball and perfectly placed into that right field corner.
Wagaman has a jersey full of dirt and chalk, diving to try and get that ball, but it's rolled right into the corner. And now the Marlins down by a run in the 7th and a runner at third draw the infield in. First pitch to Trey Turner is a broken bat flare into left field that is in for a base hit. A pitch after the triple. Trey Turner winds the ball into left field. An RBI single, his third hit of the day. Makes it 3-1 Phillies in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that was a cutter again, and that was on the outside corner, but very similar to Brandon Marsh. Trey Turner way out in front of that pitch. Able to bloop it into very shallow left.
Valente doesn't miss very many bats, but what he does do an amazing job of is keeping hitters off balance. And it's burned him over the last 2. First pitch to Kyle Schwarber. He lays off a cutter up and out for ball 1. Schwarber today 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out. And again, Sandy Alcantara also flat out to left. 1-0 pitch. Schwarber swinging away, lines one out to right field. That's hanging up for Sanchez, who makes the catch. He fires a BB back into first base, but Turner in safely there with a head-first dive back into the bag. It's a line out to right for out number 2. Good thought by Sanchez. I mean, firing a fastball back into first base, but Trey Turner able to stop on a dime in between first and second and get back to first base.
Yeah, nice heads-up play by Sanchi over there.
But now, Alec Bohm in a right-on-right matchup. Bohm, the 3-hitting third baseman. Ready for the first pitch from Belloso. It's on the way. And Bohm slaps it down the right field line. Sanchez into the corner. That is a foul ball. The first base umpire, Mike Estabrook, threw both hands up, and he said foul ball. Alec Bohm, as he rounded first, was tapping the top of his helmet, saying, guys, you might want to look at that. But on first glance on the replay, I didn't see any chalk kick up.
I agree. I think that really was the right call by the first base umpire, Mike Estabrook.
I think Estabrook will have the plate tomorrow, but he's getting his eyes ready right now. And Bohm just tosses a smirk over to the first base dugout saying, man, I thought I had that.
Yeah, these Phillies have really liked that right field corner today. Man, the Marlins too. That's exactly where Kyle Stowers snuck the ball for his triple.
I'd prefer if everybody liked the left field corner instead, because we
see
can
it a little
see
better.
that one. I can't see
Got a better view.
0-1 pitch. That one a ground ball to the forehand of the shortstop Lopez. He's got it. He shovels to second to a covering X to get Trey Turner, the lead man. 6-4 fielder's choice. Nice play by Otto Getty.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager.
Taijuan Walker spun a scoreless sixth. And now he turns the ball over to Jordan Romano. Romano had a really interesting offseason. Romano, a two-time All-Star, the native of Markham, Canada, was a Toronto Blue Jay and one of the better closers in baseball. Romano's first pitch is spun in for a called strike. He inherits a 3-1 lead here in the top of the seventh. We'll see Eric Wagaman, followed by Liam Hicks and Connor Norby. Romano, one of the best closers in baseball as a Toronto Blue Jay. A one pitch is cut on and missed. Good slider from Romano, 0-2. He tapered off big time, dealt with a bunch of injuries, and that came after Romano from 2020 through 2023 at a 2.29 ERA. Next pitch, that misses low. Last year, limited with a ton of arm issues, and in 13 2/3 innings allowed 10 earned runs. So the Blue Jays non-tendered Romano. They pretty much let him walk instead of paying his escalated arbitration number. And the Blue Jays opted to sign him to a one-year deal. It was a one-year, $8.5 million contract. 1-2 is a foul tip. That's held onto by the catcher, Marchand. 96 miles an hour upstairs, about neck high, and Wagaman somehow got a piece, but not enough of a piece. And the strikeout is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. But Romano this year struggled mightily on the year. 25 1/3 innings at a 7.11 ERA. Has gotten better as of late. Romano's first pitch to Liam Hicks is in for a called strike. Jordan Romano at an ERA over 12 in April. Followed that up with 10 2/3 innings of 3-run ball in May. Hicks was granted time by the home plate umpire Brian O'Nora. He needed to adjust the batting gloves, maybe Nomar Garciaparra style. And he digs back in. Romano got Wagaman swinging. Marlins down by 2 in the 7th. A 1 pitch is poured in for a called strike. 96 on the outer black. 0-2.
And just a 2-pitch guy. Slider, 4-seam fastball, which we just saw there. He's 6'5". He's in the 100% percentile in extension rate.
Wow. 0-2 misses low, a slider, which means he's pretty much handing the ball to the catcher.
Right.
He works so far down the mound.
You know, when you have guys like that who are so tall and so lanky and they use that length, that ball gets on you a lot quicker.
Best example of that in terms of starting pitching, Tyler Glasnow in L.A. 1-2 pitch, that hit Hicks. 95 high and tight. That got Hicks on the elbow guard. And Liam will gladly take his base. It's a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 7th with the Marlins down by 2.
Canada on Canada crime.
It's tough. Ontario on Ontario crime, I think, from the same province. Might have got him above the elbow guard.
Looks like a champ, though.
Can you guys name all the provinces in Canada?
I cannot. I'm not even going to try.
Okay.
You want to try?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steven. You're from up north.
Alberta.
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah.
Can I do it with the accent?
Of course.
All right.
Sure. With Hicks at first. Norby seeing Romano in the first pitch. Connor takes a called strike.
British Columbia.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Quebec.
Yeah, good.
But then there's a couple that are like out there.
A 1 pitch.
Respectfully.
Norby takes a called strike. 0-2.
Like
Manitoba.
New Sutherland or something.
Newfoundland. And Labrador?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's Edward Island.
Prince Edward Island, yep.
And Sakatoshia.
Yeah.
Sacagawea.
Saskatchewan. Yep. That one got on and missed.
Sacagawea.
And that
is the Native American.
Yes. There are 2 men gone, and it's a punch out for Romano. You got a Saskatchewan, yeah?
Saskatchewan. That's all I got. How many? But how many is that? That's 7.
There are 10 provinces. You got Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan. Those are the provinces. Okay. It'll be on the quiz. Calvin Fauché warming up in the Marlins bullpen. There are 2 men gone, and the first pitch to Heriberto Hernandez misses low, a slider for ball 1.
That OPS for Bird is chills.
Heriberto sitting at a 973 on base plus slug, hitting 387 so far. Pitch misses high and tight, 2-0. Heriberto Hernandez just getting going in his major league career.
Yeah, he had told me those first 3 games where he was hitless, so those nerves played a huge role. Once he finally got that first hit, started to settle down at the plate.
2-0 pitch. Hernandez, that was off the handle, and he flares it into shallow left center field. Trey Turner underneath, gloves it, and the inning is over. Jordan Romano spins a scoreless seventh. He worked around the one-out hit by Pitt.
Let's see if
in the top of the eighth inning, he'll see Hialeah native Nick Castellanos. Castellanos is 1 for 3. We Castellanos, Kepler, and Otto Kemp do up in the bottom of the eighth inning. For the Marlins, it'll be the top of the order. Valente, there were 2 innings of 1-run ball to this point. Castellanos flicks one foul right side, and that'll get into the seats out of play. Pretty much everybody in the vicinity of that foul ball as it dropped in 4 rows beyond that front half of the first base dugout. Everybody, you could say 19 to 20 people stood up looking for that baseball. The only person that didn't and tried to play it cool was the one that it hit on the shoulder.
Naturally.
And then he reached down and grabbed the baseball.
It's going to be me when it finally comes up here.
One pitch misses outside, 1-1. Kelly has not flinched at the 2 balls that I think have come close. If you were to bust out like a measuring tape, I would assume it's 15, 20 feet away. 1-1 pitch. That one missed inside. 2 balls and a strike.
I have a better view of it. I'm a little closer behind home plate than you are.
Yeah.
Better angle.
Maybe a better angle. 2-1 pitch. That one lifted high in the air out to center field. Stowers broke back. Now he's drifting in. Kyle calling for it. Sanchez there for backup, but Stowers makes the grab for out number 1. Well, Kyle took control in center field, and that brings up Max Kepler, who's 1 for 3 with a solo homer. Now, I've got 2 laptops I got to worry about here if a foul ball comes up here. You got a laptop and an iPad right now.
I do.
The iPad has a case. I feel like you would be okay on the iPad. I'm not sure.
Listen, these are both very old, so if something were to happen, I'd be like, it was time.
It's meant to be.
It was time.
First pitch to Kepler floats in for a called strike. That was a changeup on the bottom rail of the strike zone. 0-1. Max Kepler on the year hitting .222.
And Calvin Fauché was up and warming for the Marlins.
1 pitch. That one misses low. They've gotten decent outings, the Marlins have, over the last couple of days. Sandy Alcantara obviously gave him 5. The big one was on Saturday in D.C. when Jansen Junk in a bullpen day gave him 5 2/3 innings.
We were shocked he wasn't going to go back out there for the 9th. He was just cruising.
1-1 is fouled back. Jansen Junk has been phenomenal as a long man in the Marlins pen.
Yeah, he's been a lifesaver for them.
Junk is not listed on the probable starters, but he can function as a starter adjacent. He can give you starting pitching innings out of the bullpen.
My favorite was when you guys were interviewing him post-game about, how much sleep did you get? And he's like, well, actually, I left during the rain delay.
1-2 pitch. That one cut on and missed. Good changeup from Valente. Just tied up Kepler. He swung over the top of it, and there are two men gone. I love the honesty, though.
Right? He just like sparks. He's like, I followed it for a second, but I went to sleep.
He had the feel.
Oh, goodness.
You wake up, check the score like everybody else.
Yeah. He knew what was important in the moment was for him to get good rest so he could give a great performance the next day.
Of course, and he did. He led the Marlins to a win. First pitch to Otto Kemp. He is a fastball just low for ball one. Marlins looking to come back here. They trail 3-1 at the top of the eighth. Junk would line up to maybe be the long man on another bullpen day. Cut on and missed, and the count is 1-1 on Wednesday against these Phillies. He'll line up against Ranger Suarez. That all to be announced on Wednesday night. 1-1. No one misses upstairs. Your probables again. Quantrill and Luzardo tomorrow at 6:10. At 6:40 on Wednesday, Suarez against a player to be determined. And then on Thursday, to tie a bow on this series, Edward Cabrera for the Fish against the left-hander Christopher Sanchez for Philadelphia. 2-1 to Otto Kemp. That one hit in the air out to center field. Stowers broke back. Now he's jogging in, and Kyle makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 frame for Valente Belloso. We go to the bottom of the eighth.
The future.
Second home run of the game in the top of the ninth, his 13th overall. What a year that young man is having. So it looks like this game could potentially go to extras. Mets and the Braves off today. They will begin a set tomorrow night at 7:15. Mets have lost 3 in a row. They got swept at home by the Tampa Bay Rays. David Peterson will go opposite Spencer Schwellenbach.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Hunter Goodman was making me pull my hair out here in Miami when the Rockies came to town. I'm glad he's doing that to somebody else, too. Hunter Goodman, a very talented offensive catcher for the Colorado Rockies, making his presence felt in D.C. But here in Miami, it's 3-1 Phillies in the bottom of the eighth inning. Philly turning to their lefty, Matt Strom. And X tried to get a bunt down. He popped the bunt up, and that is a foul ball left side. That one hopped into the Marlins dugout. It's 3-1 The Phillies on top of the fish, and X trying to make something happen here to open up the bottom of the eighth. The Edward Sanchez Lopez in the eighth. Next three to follow: Ramirez, Stowers, Wagaman. But Strom on the year, 33-year-old from West Fargo, North Dakota, working to a 3.49 ERA. This is his 32nd appearance. A one pitch is in for a called strike, a sinker on the inside edge. Defensive changes here. Johan Rojas is into the lineup in place of Nick Castellanos, but that fudges up the defense. 0-2. That one sprayed right side and foul into the seats. Rojas, a tremendous defender, is now playing center field. So Brandon Marsh moves from center to left. And Max Kepler moves from left to right. And Edwards fouls one back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes against Matt Strom. Looking at defensively for the Phillies, you got Marsh in left, the newly inserted Rojas in center, and Kepler in right. Strom is set, and it's 0-2. When in on X's hands, he pops it foul right side and into the seats. I just saw the telecast flash this, but we saw the best pitching performance at the Men's College World Series in over 60 years today. Arkansas, in an elimination game, beat Murray State 3-0. The 3 is not the notable one. It's the 0 that is the notable one. 0-2 pitch. That one flared down the right field line again out of play, foul. Gage Wood, a junior, who was a top 100 draft prospect wherever you look. Wood threw a no-hitter, the first no-hitter in Omaha in the Men's College World Series in 65 years. 0-2 pitch, misses low. Gage Wood, the starter for Arkansas, 9 innings, obviously no hits, no walks. He did hit one batter, but Gage Wood punched out 19 guys, including a strikeout to end the game on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It was his 119th pitch of the game. Gage Wood, crazy. A no-hitter in Omaha. 1-2. That one lined into left field. That is in for a base hit. Marsh sprinting to his backhand to cut it off, and he fires it back in. But Xavier Edwards gets the line moving here. X with a leadoff single to open up the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, incredible. And to go to 119 pitches. And when's the last time you heard that, too?
Man,
Let him go.
It is crazy. In pro ball, you don't see it. The weird one is in college baseball, you see it all the time, and it's really hard to watch because, like, these guys, you see the pitch count get up, and it's like, you got a pro career after this, man.
Yeah.
These college coaches, they want to win, and Gage Wood wanted to win, and 19 strikeouts later, he is forever etched into Omaha lore.
Yeah, and you saw the emotion, too. As one could imagine.
We got a pinch hitter here. Jesus Sanchez out of the game. It's a lefty Strom. Javier Sinoja takes a cutter for a called strike 1. Sinoja hits for Sanchez. You would likely see Sinoja take over an outfield spot. Maybe move Heriberto Hernandez to right, but we'll confirm that next half inning. Marlins down by 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out, runner at first, and Strom throws over to check on the speedy Edwards, who's back in standing up. Strom peers in. Set about neck high. And his 0-1 pitch is a ground ball up the middle, past the dive of the second baseman Stott into center for a base hit. Edwards stops at second base, but Sinoja with a pinch hit ground ball single. And there are 2 on, nobody out, tying run on base with Otto Lopez coming to the plate.
Yeah, I saw the emotion, too, from Sinoja. He's been really struggling as of late. Able to sneak that ball right past the diving Stott.
Javier Sinoja clapping as he rounds first base. He went back and got big high five from Tyler Smarslock. Now Otto Lopez slashes one foul down the right field line, twisting out of play into the seats.
The Marlins just 5 hits on the night. We mentioned coming into this series, the last 3 games, double digits in the hits column.
The Marlins as productive offensively over the last 5-6 games as any team in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but 2 of those 5 hits coming in this inning.
0-1 pitch, misses upstairs, a ball and a strike, a cutter. Otto so far today, flat out to center, bounced out to third twice. 1-1. Elvin, a ground ball over to short. Turner plucks it on the forehand, shovels to second for 1, on to first. Nowhere close to being on time. Turner did a really nice job getting to that ball, saving it from center field. They do get a fielder's choice on a 6-4 put out, but Otto flew down the line. The runners at the corners for Agustin Ramirez.
Yeah, that was a weird one for Turner. He did a nice job, but not only getting to that baseball, but getting it out of his glove and recording it out. It was one of those in-betweeners, not a full dive. Stayed on his feet for a few seconds.
With Otto at first, X at third. Marlins down by 2. The first pitch to Augustine. Ramirez lifts that one high in the air, out to right field, shallow, foul ground, playable. The right fielder Kepler makes the catch. He slides, X tagging from third. Throw going home is late. Kepler, I don't think, was expecting to make that catch. All of a sudden, he reached out. He made it about hip high, and X comes in on a sacrifice fly in foul ground to make it a 1-run game. He tags and scores from third base.
That was a heads-up play by Xavier Edwards, who was sat over the road trip because he did not run out a ball, but on that one, he was full speed ahead. Now the Marlins are within 1.
Now, let me ask you, if you're Rob Thompson, the manager of the Phillies, as Strom gears up for Kyle Stowers, first pitch, that one in for a called strike. You know, I know that run doesn't tie the game, but it makes it a 1-run game. Would you prefer if Kepler let that drop?
I was thinking just that, not only because, okay, it makes it a 1-run game. He was just not in a position to throw at X with all the speed there.
No.
If you're in a situation where you've got someone who just doesn't really run well, okay, I get it. But just the way he caught that ball handcuffed, he's not going to be able to make a good throw. I let it drop.
Yeah. A 1 pitch. He is on the way to Stowers. And that one cut on and missed. 93 off the inside edge. The count is 0-2.
The devil's advocate there is Agustin Ramirez can hit one out.
Right.
And
so
you get the lefty on lefty with Stowers.
You take the bird in hand. Counts 0-2. 2 men gone. 0-2 pitch. On a bouncing ball foul right side. It is 3-2 Phillies in the bottom of the 8th inning. The tying run at first base in Otto Lopez. Otto can motor. Kyle today has a triple and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Oh-2 from Strom. Swing, and that one eats up the first baseman Kemp. It rolls to Stott. He's got it, and he fires to first to the covering Kemp. That was a hard liner that got under the glove of Otto Kemp on the backhand. It trickled its way to Bryson Stott, who was ready, backing him up, shaded towards the first base line. He picked.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang.
Who knows if I can find a track that could lead me back to those days when we were happy. We said we would never give up. I feel so lost and confused. Tell me why we have to hit the ground when it's easier to fly higher.
Paul Buchheit are out to check on Stott, who again is waving his right hand. He's really uncomfortable.
Oh, he was really fooled on that slider, and he looked like he had a really funky finish, really rolling over the top of that right hand.
Oh, Stott, he immediately called for time. He did not follow through with one hand. He followed through with two, and maybe he just turned that wrist up.
Yeah, sometimes you can kind of like tweak one of those ligaments if you turn over and punch over that front hand too quickly.
They're still checking on Stott's right hand right now. It's his lead hand. He's still just shaking it out. He's moving his whole arm around. I'm wondering if it extends beyond the hand, whether it's like a wrist or elbow he kind of felt turn up on. Kelly, you made the point. That was just a weird turn of his hand entirely. And here we go. He's geared back up. He's back in the batter's box, ready for a 2-2 with nobody out in the top of the ninth. The pitch. Now with a bouncing ball beyond the outstretched glove of Gibson. It bounces to the shortstop, Lopez. He throws to the first base bag in time to get Stott, and there's one away. Nice play by Otto at short. So now Rafael Marchand, who's 0 for 3. And you know that's one of those feelings for Stott that is going to feel a little weird when he wakes up tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
And then it's going to feel weird every day for the next couple of weeks. It's like, oh, man.
It's those like little injuries where they're just more of like an annoyance.
Yeah.
Well, we saw Kyle Stowers deal with that hand injury too.
First pitch, a called strike to Marchand.
Yeah, which did play a little bit of a role in those struggles that he had been seeing.
Stowers sat a couple of days trying to get that hand back to full health. 0-1 pitch to Marchand, misses low and away. Marchand, the switch hitter, started on the left side, batting right now. For the 1-1 from Gibson. And he smacks that one into center field. Sanoja breaking in. Javier Sanoja slides, and he kicks that ball towards right field. Stowers was backing him up. Marchand around second. He was headed to third. Now he stops halfway. Sanoja fires it into third base, and Marchand retreated to the second base bag. Javier Sanoja was on a dead sprint to try and glove that ball. Sanoja slid. He could not glove it cleanly. And with the leather, he kind of shoved it towards right field, and he had to track that thing all the way down. Marchand could very well be standing at third base right now, but instead he's at second, and on the replay, looks like Sanoja had that in his leather.
Yeah, he did, and it looked like the ground actually caused that ball to kick out towards right field. See the frustration on his face because that ball was in the pocket of his glove, but again, because he didn't get completely onto that baseball as he was landing mid-slide, the fingers of the glove caught the ground and it then kicked the baseball all the way to shallow right field.
Gibson missed low and away to Brandon Marsh for ball one. Sanoja, you mentioned a look of frustration. He also, as he still smacks his hand into his glove, he had a hilarious look as he was getting to that ball. His eyes were wide open and his mouth was open. That one spun in for a called strike, 1-1.
He really doesn't get enough credit how seamlessly he has played just about every position on this field at the major league level.
It's really been amazing what Sanoja's done defensively, all while really not punching out, putting together competitive at-bat after competitive at-bat. 1-1. When sprayed foul left side by Marsh. 1-2. One away in the top of the ninth.
It really is so impressive, too, because it's not easy, anything these guys do at this level. It's even more difficult when you're not getting the consistent reps.
Yeah.
And you're just getting plugged in. Hey, start at third base today. Oh, hey, get a pinch hit here, and we're going to kick you out to center field. And then, oh, no, we need you at second.
1-2. That one skipped in, but Liam Hicks kind of plucked it on a short hop and the count 2-2.
Staying ready in those situations, it's really admirable. Not an easy thing to do. And which is why you're starting to see utility guys like a Sanoja see so much more valuable in this day and age.
Of course. We saw it just a few years ago. Chris Taylor, and obviously Chris Taylor in L.A., different story in terms of offensive production, but he got paid as a utility guy. 2-2 is fouled away. That was high and tight on Marsh. But you look at the Dodgers again, a guy like Tommy Edman, $75 million deal. Why? Because he does everything well.
Yeah, and it was in 2022. It was the inaugural year for gold gloves that were given to utility players.
Brendan Donovan, the first winner in the National League, St. Louis Cardinals.
And DJ LeMahieu in the American League.
2-2 spins outside. It was a sweeper. Two has to wait. Brian O'Nora granted time to Brandon Marsh as Gibson began to fire, and that's the second time today that Brian O'Nora has done that to a Marlins pitcher. Remember, Sandy Alcantara,
right,
the fourth or fifth, was into the white. Something else in his eye? The count full. Marlins being out hit by Philly 9-5. Trail 3-2. Payoff pitch. Misses outside. Hicks tried to glove it, but that ended up grazing off of his mitt and rolling all the way to the backstop. So Marchand pushes to third base. Marsh aboard on the walk. Marchand to third. Runners at the corners for the leadoff man, Trey Turner. Phillies threatening for more here in the top of the ninth.
I'd really like to keep this a one-run game.
Scored a pass ball. It's Liam Hicks.
And with all the speed of Turner, too, it's going to be tough to turn two.
In the bottom of the ninth inning, the Marlins will send Wagaman, Hicks, and Norby to the plate. Trey Turner now with the infield drawn in. First pitch to him is in for a called strike. A changeup. 0-1. Turner today, 3-hit, multi-RBI day, homered on the second pitch of the game, singled in the third, and singled in the seventh. 0-1. On a ground ball foul, third base side. Gibson ahead of Turner, 0-2. Working off the third base side of the rubber. See Trey Turner for the second time in his career. 0-2. Turner loops one into right field. That's tailing on Stowers. He makes the catch on the liner. Marchand not going to try it. Throw coming home. It brought Stowers in. All of his momentum was working towards the plate, and Marchand stays put at third base. So a line out to right field. Off the bat of Trey Turner is out number 2 here in the top of the ninth, and this game stays at 3-2 Phillies.
Yeah, the throw brought Hicks up the third base line. A good job by Cade Gibson. It's the little things he was backing up in case that ball got past him.
Cade Gibson got to the spot quickly, but it was a perfectly hit line out to right field to keep Marchand at third. Left-on-left matchup with Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarber hitting lefties well this season.
First pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Schwarber on the year hitting .244. And the OPS, on base plus slug, at .915. Against lefties, the OPS about 200 points higher. It is against righties, and Schwarber hits one a mile high right side. That is a wall scraper, and that one hit off the roof here at Lone Depot Park and caromed into foul ground.
That's hard to do. We don't see it often. Didn't get the tippy top of the roof. Got one of the beams, I guess you describe it.
But Schwarber, that's the first time I've seen it. I mean, that ball was actually redirected by the roof here at Lone Depot Park.
It's happened very few amount of times. I'd say a handful of times at most.
Really?
Yes.
There's action in the Philly bullpen. 1-1 to Schwarber. Hit him. 94-mile-an-hour fastball hit Schwarber. That sounded like barrel, but he is made of stone. He's hit by a pitch, and the bases are loaded for Alec Bohm.
You get a challenge here, guys.
I mean, you heard it, right?
I heard the same thing.
Looking at this, that just caught a whole bunch of
air.
Yeah. Looking at this replay, that did not hit Schwarber. So, Clayton McCullough.
The Marlins are challenging the hit by pitch.
Yeah, Clayton McCullough going to challenge this. It really does not seem like that ball hit Schwarber at all.
Interesting. I mean, he played it off great. He dropped his bat right away. Started taking off all that gear he wears.
The call on the field was that he was hit by a pitch. I'm looking at the super slow-mo here to see if this ball even minutely redirects, and it might have grazed off of his hand.
Maybe off his forearm right there.
There's a chance that this call will be upheld, but it really does not look like it hit anything.
It's close. You wonder if it grazes the forearm of his front arm or the hand of his backhand.
I wonder what those fine folks in New York are saying. It's 3-2 Phillies in the top of the ninth. If this call stands, the bases would be loaded.
I'm saying if it didn't hit him, he deserves an Oscar. Drops that bat right away. Starts taking off the shoulder guard, the little elbow guard that is. The shin guard comes off.
He quickly dropped the bat. Does it count as bat flipping a hit by pitch? It was kind of stylish.
Something Jazz Chisholm used to do. Same with walks.
Yeah. We await the call from Laz Diaz.
After review, the call stands. Got a hit by pitch. Miami loses the challenge.
Now, stands being the key word.
Yes.
Not enough evidence to overturn. They got to go with the call on the field. And here comes Daniel Moskis to talk to his pitcher.
It's to give Kate Gibson the scouting report on Alec Bohm. That hit by pitch loads the bases with 2 men out in the top of the ninth inning, and the Marlins trailing 3-2.
Jack, I got a scoreboard update if we want to throw to it real quick. Do we have time? Carlos, we have a final score between the Nationals and the Rockies.
Oh, boy.
0-1 on the way to Josh. And Bell grounds one up the first base line. It's fair. Diving stop for Tolia. Underhand shovel toss to Halverson at the bag. It's in time for the out. And the Rockies come back and beat the Nationals 6-4. The Nationals' losing streak has reached 9 games. They had the lead in the ninth, but couldn't close it down. And a real tough loss, spoiling Brady House's big league debut, as the Nationals now 0-4 on this homestand and 9 consecutive losses overall.
That was Dave Jagler. Nationals reeling. Rockies win 6-4.
Wow. How about that? Here we go. After the mound visit, Kate Gibson seeing Alec Bohm. First pitch. And this is upstairs, a curveball. Nowhere to put Bohm, who's 1 for 4 today, doubled in the first.
And he's hitting .273 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
1-0 from Gibson. I would have called strike a changeup at the knees. Kate Gibson has been fun to watch. He's got a starter's arsenal in a reliever's situation. He is a fastball, sweeper, curveball, changeup guy. He can kitchen sink you. 1-1. I'm going to tap her foul, third base side. The advantage for Gibson, 1-2. Washington's reeling a bit, huh? It's never on the coaches.
That was wild.
That was wild from Davey Martinez. Bases loaded. Top of the ninth. Gibson ahead of Bohm, 1-2. And the pitch. This is inside. And it skipped away from Hicks just a little bit, but not far enough for the runners to try it. You got Marchand at third, Marsh at second, Schwarber at first. Johan Rojas came into the game as a defensive replacement for Nick Castellanos. He waits on deck. But if he hits this inning, that means the run deficit has expanded. 2-2. Having a ground ball left side that is past the dive of the shortstop. Lopez into left for a base hit. Hernandez comes up firing. His throw to the plate is late, and 2 runs coming to score. That's a 2-run single for Alec Bohm, and that's breathing room for Philly here in the top of the ninth. Marchand in from third, Marsh in from second. It's 5-2 Philadelphia.
Now that was a changeup. He buries that pitch well below the strike zone, but somehow Alec Bohm gets the barrel of the bat on it, sneaks it past a diving Otto Lopez. Phillies extend their lead to 3.
5-2. And the Phillies have Orion Kerkering continuing to get hot for the bottom of the ninth. First pitch to Johan Rojas is in for a called strike. The Marlins swept the Nats in Washington this weekend. Riding a high off that 3-city road trip coming back home to Miami. 0-1 pitch. Foul tip held on to by the catcher Hicks, and the count quickly 0-2. Tampa's a formidable opponent. The Pirates sitting in the cellar of the National League Central, and Washington on the skid of all skids right now. Marlins punching up in weight class with the Phillies and the scuffling Braves coming to town this weekend. 0-2. Having a ground ball over to third. Norby's got it on the backhand. He fires across the diamond, and that's picked by Wagaman. Nice play by both corner infielders. Picked by Norby, hard throw. Picked by Wagaman, stretching to the outfield side of the first base bag. Inning over.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today
fifth round pick of the Phillies in 2022. Orion Kerkering in 31 appearances this year has a 2.63 ERA. 27 to third innings. Kerkering has punched out 25 and walked 16. And Kerkering is gunning for his first major league save. It's 5-2. Marlins trying to come back. And he paints 97 on the bottom rail of the strike zone for a called strike to Eric Wagaman.
10 of those strikeouts coming on the fastball, 11 on the sweeper. Also mixes in a sinker.
1 pitch. I'm going to check swing and a bouncer right back to the hill. Kirkering's got it. Underhand toss to first. Gloved by Kemp. And there's one away in the bottom of the 9th. Wagaman, no likelihood tied a bow on an 0 for 4 day. And now Liam Hicks, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Kirkering burst onto the scene as a minor leaguer in 2023. Orion Kirkering, again, 5th-round pick in 2022 after being a starter for South Florida. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. In 67 innings in his draft year at South Florida, he had a 5.7 ERA. So what does he do in the minor leagues? 53 2/3 innings at a 1.5 ERA. 1-0 pitch is spun upstairs for a called strike, 1-1. Orion Kirkering figured out the 2 pitches that work. You mentioned fastball sweeper. The fastball can run up to 100. The sweeper can be one of the nastiest in baseball. 1-1. This is outside at 96. 2 balls and a strike on Hicks with Connor Norby waiting on deck. Two-1. Popping fastball at 96 upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Kirkering allowed a run on May 1st. And that's his last earned run. That one is in for a called strike, and the count runs full. So Kirkering in his last 18 appearances has worked 16 innings, allowed 10 hits, and just 1 earned run.
Yeah, hasn't allowed an earned run in his last 15 games.
Amazing. It's 3-2 to Liam. On the way. And a bouncing ball foul right side. In 6:10 tomorrow. Marlins on deck will start at 5:30. Getting is set for Cal Quantrill and Jesus Luzardo in his return to Miami.
Supper and Marlins on deck.
Supper. 3-2, wanted at and missed. 98 at the knees. It was reluctant. Hicks was not married to the swing, and he's frustrated as he walks back to the third base dugout. There are 2 men gone.
Yeah, it looked like he was sitting on maybe the sweeper there because he got handcuffed to the 4-seam fastball.
Marlins down to their final out. Norby hitting against Kirkering in 97 with a ton of sink. He's at the knees for a called strike 1. There are some relievers around baseball that you watch and you're just enamored with. Kirkering is one of those guys. 0-1 pitch is whizzing in there at 97. Count 0-2. This guy has dancing 97. And a deadly sweeper off of that. Norby was granted time. Marlins down to their final strike. Base is empty. 2 men gone. And the 0-2 from Kirkering to Connor is a ground ball over to third. Bohm has got it off his left foot. He fires a little bit high, but pulled down by Kemp at first base. And that is a 1-2-3 ninth to secure the first Major League save for Orion Kirkering. 2 runs in the 9th for Philly put this thing away, and the Marlins drop game 1 of their 7-game homestand here in Miami, 5-2 on Monday night. Totals coming up next here on the Marlins Radio Network.